1, 2, 3, 4.
Michelle, thank you so much for coming on the podcast today. I'm so excited to have you on. Michelle and I have, I think, nearly a year now we've known each other. We met at a retreat with our business coach and we just hit it off like straight away. It was so good. So how have you been since then?
Oh God, yeah, that was like, I don't know, but it's like transformational
Mm,
experience for me. That retreat in the Gold Coast. I I was not like, I didn't want to attend originally because my mom was like just passed away less
mm.
than a month. Actually, I just came back 2 weeks
Oh,
from
wow.
Manila,
Yeah.
that retreat, but I think it's the six of us just gelled, isn't it? It's like
Oh, it was
fun.
so
Yeah.
good. We really did
It
just
was
like mesh
I
really well.
learned a lot, but I also like had fun. It was
Yeah.
fun for me. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Amazing. Okay, so Michelle, tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do, and then we can dive straight into today's topic.
So I'll probably introduce myself properly. I'm Michelle Abitria Roberts. I'm originally from the Philippines, based in the Gold Coast now. Supposed to be sunny, but shit, it's like literally like it's so dark right now, cold. So I'm wearing my UGG boots, which is unheard of
I know, for a
in our
Queenslander. Wow.
for Queensland. Yeah. Um, so I have a virtual assistant agency called Outsourcing Crew. We help business owners run their business, grow their business, and scale them. But my our mission is in the Philippines, where I'm originally from, to provide free training, then provide sustainable jobs to women and LGBTQ people in the Philippines. So yeah.
Amazing. Love that so much. Okay, so today we're talking about overcoming adversity and breaking barriers. And Michelle's going to be sharing some of her experiences of overcoming some challenges in a male-dominated industry. So Michelle came from a corporate role and then started her own business. So let's go back a couple of years and think about that for a second. Tell us about the industry that you were in and why it was so male-dominated.
Oh, thanks, Lauren. This is gonna be funny, and it will bring back fun memories for me. I think fun for me, but painful for some. Um, it started because I have still a degree in civil engineering
Yeah.
from the Philippines. So in 2005, I knew I'm not gonna be able to earn money in the Philippines that will support my family.
Mhm.
So with $500 in my pocket, I went to Dubai. So I borrowed $500 from my grandma, may she rest in peace. But then I didn't have a job going to Dubai, and but Dubai was like, I think that was the time they were bloody building everything, like
Yeah.
literally. Their airports, roads, lots of buildings, lots of them hotels that you see now, all
Mhm.
those um fancy places that you go to Dubai now, it was being built that time. And I was lucky enough because they need engineers, of course, and they're
Yeah.
building things. I just went diving first into construction. So I worked there in the first job I did was in the middle of nowhere in the desert, building villas for the locals, and then I went on to work in airport construction, the
Yeah.
airport right now in Dubai. So I
Wow.
was there for 3 years. Yeah.
Amazing. So I can imagine it being very much like male dominated, especially because it's construction and you're in a country that is predominantly working by males as well. How
Yeah.
how did that feel to be like surrounded by a lot of testosterone?
Oh, I can. That was fun and challenging. I think
Yeah.
from both my perspective and their perspective. So I originally worked for construction company that did the most of the civil works in that airport, and I
Hmm.
was working as a project coordinator. It
Hmm.
felt like, especially that time, it was open. Dubai was open now, but it
Yeah.
was a little bit open then. It's
Yeah.
still very much a Muslim country, of course, and
Yeah.
it's construction. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of males, lots of females in the assistant roles.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that, but there's not a lot engineering or operations or management
Yeah, like
roles at
higher up,
first.
like higher roles. Yeah.
Yes. So my first job was a project coordinator, and it was funny because I'm the only, I think, female in our team of 18. It's a massive construction site
Whoa.
because it's like it's the construction of the airport, the big airport
Yeah.
right now. Imagine when we were building it, there's thousands of people all around the world. And
Mm.
we're not in a fancy office. We're in a makeshift office in on site.
Yeah.
And in Dubai, Jesus Christ, when you wake up in summer, oh my God, it's like 40 degrees in the morning.
No, thank you.
And then um the setup then was like they will pick us up. The company will provide us transport. They'll pick us up in small buses
Yeah.
from the town, and then they'll take us to our work site. And when I was working as project coordinator, I didn't have that much to do on site. I was just in the office on site.
Yeah.
Um, it was fun because I was managing, like I was coordinating 18 people, the plumbing and mechanical aspect of the work. I won't bore you with the technical side of it, but I was checking plans and then checking the roster of the engineers and things like that.
Hmm.
It was very new to me coming from Philippines, and then I was like thrust into the work there. Um, it's but everyone was nice to me, and because I think when you're in the middle of like a lot of males in your work, I think I was not forced, but I was like I forced myself to blend in. So
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not like, oh, I'm not gonna do that because I can't. Like I was challenged, I think,
Yeah.
challenged to really step in and like, step up and say I can do that as well. So my boss then gave me a chance to say, okay, I don't want you to stay in the office. Would you want to go to the site with the guys? And I was like, hell yeah. And I was like, because I'm really interested. I was really like, I'm a nerd about construction, I think.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you have a
And
degree in civil engineering, why would you want to be sitting in the office? You want to go out, you want to be in the place, like you want to be amongst it and use your expertise.
believe me, I was like, look, it's a big construction site, like literally how many levels, and
Hmm.
you can't really walk around it in a day. So you have to like manage your time and say, I'm gonna walk or check 2 levels today, and then I'll come back to the office. And during summer, we have break during the day because it's
Yeah.
too hot to work on site.
Yeah.
Then after I think a year or two there, I worked for a Swiss company, and it's
Yeah.
wall cladding. It's still male
Okay.
dominated, but now I have two other women in the team. So we're like three out of I think 20 plus, and it was more fun because I was the planning engineer and I was going to site every single day managing
Yeah.
um the field staff. So
Nice. Yeah. So, I mean, it's very different to what you're doing now, isn't it?
oh, very different, definitely.
So then let's talk about that transition. What lessons did you learn being in that male-dominated environment and then translating that into outsourcing crew?
So after Dubai, I went to New Zealand and then I was worked there also in male-dominated industry telecommunication, but not the telecommunication construction. Then
Mhm.
here in Australia for 12 years, telecommunication construction as well. So
Wow.
building, yeah, running them fiber cables, installing pits, and I was chief estimator for a few large enterprises or companies in Australia. I
Yeah.
work for NBA for as well. Um, I work on Telstra projects as well in the past.
Yeah.
I think what I brought from that, like the transition from working in a male-dominated industry to managing outsourcing crew, it's a big quite change for me. First of all, I thought literally this is like one of the biggest lesson I learned is that when I was working male-dominated industry, especially old school work, construction, trades, I thought I need to blend in, like
Yeah.
be a male, masculine energy. I was
Yeah.
shouting at people a lot. I was mean, literally mean, because no one. You've met me. I'm less than 5 foot,
Yeah.
right?
You're
Asian, and
tiny.
I was
You are
really.
tiny.
Oh, I was tinier then. I weigh like less than 50 kilos then.
Yeah.
Would listen to me in the middle of sea of 50 men in the room. talking
Yeah.
about a project, right? So I have to shout. I need my voice to be heard. I need to be smart as well. Because let's face it, if you're like, no one will listen. Like, I know no one will listen to me then. Like, they look at me like, maybe she's like gonna make us coffee or something. Isn't
Mm,
it? Like that's real
yeah.
in
No,
especially
I totally believe you. Yeah. Yeah.
especially 20 years ago. And oh God, I love the guys I've worked with before because they know if they ask me to make them coffee, I'll probably kill them or something. They used they used to ask me like say they used to make fun of like imagine working until 2 in the morning working on bids, right?
Yeah.
I remember this in New Zealand. I know they were joking because they we were joking. They're like, um, I said I'm gonna make myself coffee. Anyone wants coffee? And they're like, you making coffee? No, I don't think so because they're scared I might poison them. 'Cause I have to assert, like, be assertive. Like, yeah,
Yes.
I'm the only woman in the team, but you're not gonna ask me things that you won't ask the other guys to do for you or something like that. So,
And I feel like that's completely valid and fair thing to say. Like, just because I'm a woman, I'm not going to go making coffee for you. Like, if you wouldn't ask Bob over there to do the same thing for you, don't ask me. Yeah, I get that.
and
I'd probably be exactly the
especially,
same way.
yeah, 15, 20 years ago, imagine that on site,
Mm,
in construction site. I even work in the Philippines, on site, and it's different environment as well. So,
yeah,
but anyway, transitioning. I thought I have to be masculine and everything, but meeting a lot of women in business like you and Angela and like everyone that I meet, I was like, no, you don't have to be like that. It's like
yeah,
you can tap into your feminine energy and like take things slow.
yeah,
It's different. I just loved it. I just love transition, but everything that I learned from working in corporate male-dominated industry helped me as well. It's like even in that industry, it's relationship matters.
yes, yeah,
Customer service matters.
yeah.
Customers are not always right, not 100% right, but like customer service really matters.
Yeah, yeah.
Building,
I think that translates into everything that we do, right? Whether we're now in business or if we are in corporate, I think it's the relationships that you create externally with your customers and then internally with your employees or other colleagues is super important because that's the foundation of business building and strength. So I think
exactly.
taking on that and putting that into Outsourcing Crew, I think is amazing. Taking that knowledge of like what's really important is building a very strong unit and then
Yeah,
giving really good customer service.
definitely. I work with different companies in the past in construction and telecommunications, and I see that I always am in awe that Mm, e- every project will have a problem. Every company will always have a problem. It's like that
Always.
that's reality. Always have an
Yeah.
issue, but not like everything is okay if you have a good relationship with your clients, your colleagues, with people that you like people that you work with, third party from your client and yourself. If you network enough and you build that relationship, it's a foundation of your business and
Yeah.
working in corporate as well.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yes, definitely. All right, so let's go fast forward and let's talk about Outsourcing Crew now. So this is your pride and joy, your baby. And I definitely know that you love all your employees. So let's talk about the dynamics then. Do you have, is it predominantly female? Do you have any males in there? Like, how do you structure that?
We have I think right now we have more than 40 in the team,
Wow.
and we're about to onboard I think five more next week. But um it's 99% women.
Yeah.
We have LGBTQ in our business.
Yep.
I didn't really like say we only will hire LGBTQ and women. It's just that we ended up just hire like when we hire, they ended up being the right candidate for us.
Yeah.
We have a few men in our team in the operations role, but I think it's because when we started, I met a few women in
Hmm.
my mom's local town, and they. So the story about it is a few of our like first hires are VAs who used to work. in the city, in the capital in the
Mm-hmm.
Philippines,
Mm-hmm.
and some of them have kids in their local town, and they won't see their family if they work in the city. They will see them like few times a month or even sometimes a few months at a time.
Oh, that's
And
so
I was like,
sad.
but if you train them, they can actually work from home or open a small co-working space or an office. They
Mm,
can they don't have to leave their family and friends or their life in the regional town. So
yeah.
that's why I think we geared towards the women
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
employment. Yeah,
I mean, at the end of the day, you find what needs to be done, right? And that's what happened. It was like you may have set out to be like, okay, we're gonna have a good split of men and women in my team. But then you found this gap and a need for something, which was, well, the women in my town never see their children or their family because of the situation. Why don't we fix that? So you end up with predominantly female employees, and that, I think that's totally okay because
I think
you're
so.
fixing something.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's where the gap is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. So you now have a co-working space in the Philippines, don't you, where all your lovely people work?
That's where they all uh, create our reels.
All the fun reels, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, all the fun reels. They do that there. Yeah.
I love that. So are you planning on opening anything in Australia or just in the Philippines?
Just in the Philippines. But I have this I don't know, but I'm interested in um checking opportunities of probably training people in Indonesia as well, in Bali
Mm,
or
yeah.
Fiji.
Hmm.
I'm looking at that opportunity as well. Yeah.
Yeah, amazing. You are seriously building an empire, Michelle. Like, really. Like, I remember
I
just talking to you last year, like, and you were just like, oh, I need to, because you were still working in the construction when I met you. And then you had, and
yeah,
crew was technically your side hustle, even
side
though it
hustle.
was very much not a side hustle. It was like in full swing. You were working two full-time jobs, basically. And I remember you saying, oh, I need to quit my construction role, but I'm too scared to do it because you're losing that stability. You're losing something like that you knew was actually safe for you and moving
Yeah,
into your own thing. So even that alone is a huge transition and huge lessons to be learned.
definitely. Well, I didn't set out to do two jobs.
Yeah, of course
I
not.
don't like getting stressed. But like in 2019, mid 2019, I was like, oh, I really need to do something that like sparks joy.
Yeah.
Thank you, Marie Kondo. But I was like thinking, oh, this is not. I love what I did before.
Yeah.
I'm good at that as well. Not being braggy, but was really good at that. I
You're allowed to brag. You have a degree
I
and
did
you
I
worked in it
did
for years. You're allowed to brag.
I did pricing for massive bids or projects. Some of Australia's iconic projects. I
Yeah.
was involved with that. Can't say anything, but I was involved in those in New Zealand, in Dubai.
Yeah.
I was the main pricing person of
Yeah.
that. I can whip up pricing of massive projects, like billion-dollar projects, and I can do it on my own
Yeah.
wherever
Amazing.
I am. So, and then I love what I did, but I was like, oh, but that's like I want something else. I don't know, maybe you're the same. Like I want to learn something new all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
So, and then I started like, oh, and also I want to like make a difference. Not make a
Yeah.
like I really want to make a difference. I grew up poor. I was given opportunity. My mom and my dad really sacrificed everything so that we can have a better life. And I was like, but how can I pay forward? So I thought, okay, let's do this.
Yeah.
And it was like, and then COVID hit. So it was I didn't hire anyone, anyone new during COVID. I didn't sign up any clients for 12 months
Yeah.
during 2020 and early 2021. And then um, after that, I was like, this is getting real. And that's when I started joining women's in business networks.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yep.
was like, oh my God, I really love these people because they're so smart. They're so nice. I learn a lot from them. They're very inspiring.
Yeah.
You guys are inspiring. I look at like Instagram. My husband will say, Jesus Christ, Michelle, you're on Instagram again. I was like, and I talked to him about people that he doesn't know. And he was like,
Yeah.
who the hell is this again? I was like, I told you about Angela. I was like, oh, your business coach. Yeah. And then Erica and Lauren. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, I get it. So like, it's like I have a separate world kind of
Yeah, no,
thing.
I totally get it. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
exactly the same. I have like my business stuff where I have all my like business friends and I talk about them all the time. And then Josh is like, which one was that again?
That's it. And I was like always going through Facebook groups of women
Mm,
in business, and oh, this is I want to do this. This is what I want to do. So
yeah.
then I set up a goal, and I said I'm gonna save money until this. Didn't happen, by the way. So all those you guys who's wanting to shift from side hustle to full time business owner, sometimes you just know
Yes.
when it's time. So I said, okay, November last year, I said that's it for me.
Yeah.
I put my I sent them my notice, and yeah, they offered me part time, and I said that's not gonna work as well, so I really have to go.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Well, it proves like how valuable you were though. And they're like, please don't leave me. Here's some part-time work, just so that way like you can stay with them. But that's amazing. And like now you're just full time in the swing of it. How does it feel?
So it's a roller coaster ride, isn't it? Owning your
Yeah.
business.
Yeah.
Jesus, it's not even daily, it's like hourly. So
Oh,
happy,
yeah,
so
100%.
excited, and then oh Jesus Christ, what did I do to myself?
Yes.
But at the end of it, I think it's certain personality will really be good running, like owning your own business, because you
Yeah.
I don't know, but I love yesterday I was learning how to use ClickUp.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Then after lunch I was teaching everyone how to use the Bsado. So
Yeah.
I was like, and then today talking to you, tomorrow I'm gonna join I think a coaching call with
Yeah.
Angela or something like that. But it's it's different every single day,
It is
and
different every single day.
then one of our VAs will send you a message and say, thank you for the opportunity. I think you guys are God sent to us, to my family. That's like okay, that's cool. I don't
Yeah.
think someone told me that when I was working corporate. So,
Imagine that. Imagine like working in corporate and then your boss just sends you a little note like one day randomly. You know what, Michelle or Lauren, you're doing so well. Thank you so much for being here. You are the driving force, or you are so creative, or imagine that. I never in my entire like
oh,
corporate career got any type of acknowledgement of doing a good job, and that I
that's
was like that I was welcome there, or like my services, or me showing up every day was like appreciated. Do you know what I mean? Like never.
in well, thankfully, in the last few years, my bosses were so great. I had That's why it was difficult for me to give up that corporate role.
Of
We call
course.
our team our A team. We're disbanded now, but that was like we formed long like a lifetime of friendship with
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Um, but previously, geez, same thing. I was like, oh, is this what I'm doing for the rest of my life? No way.
Yeah.
But in the last few years, I had really amazing team, but I have to do something else. So yeah.
Yeah. But how amazing is that now? Now you've got outsourcing crew. It's just it honestly, I watch you from like the sidelines on Instagram and Facebook, and like you were just making absolute leaps and bounds into
Okay.
like building that empire. Seriously, like it's honestly so inspiring, especially because like I haven't known you for a full year yet, but like in that however many months, 9, 10 months I've known you, like you've gone from side hustle to absolute like this is my career now, like this is what I'm doing. And how that's so special, Michelle.
Thank you. It's a bit scary. I still learn a lot. Like I was like, oh, I'm launching my own podcast next month, and I was, oh, I need to do this, I need to do that, and then, but it's exciting, isn't it? It's like
Yeah.
I'm in my 40s now. I thought, like, when you're a lot, if you think about it, society thinks that it's only for the young people that they can have their like new careers and things like that. Try
Yeah.
something new. But nowadays, even when you're in 50s, 60s, 70s, who cares? You can still do things. Like
Yeah.
I'm I'm an example of that, from a full-time engineering career to changing it like completely
Mm-hmm.
different, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm enjoying it.
Why not, right? I actually read something the other day on Facebook about the name has completely slipped me, but the guy who owns KFC, like the creator of KFC, he said that he created KFC at 65 years old. Like he started that business
Yes,
at 65. Like
exactly.
age is just a number. It's you're limited
Exactly.
by up here, your head. That's it.
I Whenever I meet young people, like my cousins' kids and things like that, or just young people, I always say, "My God, you've got like all the opportunities right now. Everything is in the tip of your finger right now. All the information, knowledge. It's just up to you how you use that." I always tell that to our team. I always say, it used to be no internet, nothing virtual work, no remote
No.
work available. You gotta go to the library to learn something. You gotta do traditional jobs, and whatever you studied in uni or college, that's it for you.
Yeah.
You can't do anything else. Now, I tell them like, so some of our VAs, like they've got their old life, isn't it? Like
Mm-hmm.
some of them are all like previously a flight attendant. Some of
Oh
them used to be
wow.
a nurse,
Yeah.
used to be like if they used to be an English teacher online. Now I said, imagine what you earn from that and now, and then all this flexibility afford like you can
Mm.
afford now, and there's so much more. So we have VAs who's young in their 20s, they're earning times 5 to 10 of what they used to earn a
Yeah.
year ago.
That's
And some
amazing.
are, it is, I was like, some, like, not just even the financial, I think, reward. It's about also 10 months ago, they don't know what Klaviyo is or how to
Yeah.
edit a Kajabi or something like that. Now they're
Yeah.
like, I was like, "Hey, you did that?" She's like, yeah, I did that. So
Yeah.
it's rewarding to know that you're changing. Even if, say, in a year's time they leave outsourcing crew, they're set for life, I
Yeah.
think.
They have
So
all the skills
yeah,
they need. Yeah. Yeah,
exactly.
exactly. And even if you are that stepping stone, at least you know that you're part of that journey from the very beginning.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, love that. Oh my gosh, Michelle, thank you so much for like coming on and talking to me today. It's been like so amazing. So if people want to look into virtual assistants, or where can they go to find you?
They can check us out on Instagram. It's Outsourcing Crew, or check our website at outsourcingcrew.com.
Hmm.
Have fun watching our reels.
Yes, Michelle's team go full send on making their reels. It's it's a lot of fun. And I love every time it pops up. I'm just like, oh, because I used to have a virtual assistant from Outsourcing Crew, and I love when I see Lilybeth pop up because I'm like, oh, there's Lilybeth. So I get really excited. So
We actually get together once a week and
oh,
have lunch together, and then they do our reels in our
how
office, in our co-working space. Yeah, so
how
yeah.
brilliant is that? Like Michelle, like you've done that. Like
Thank you. Yeah,
you've done that. Like it's so amazing.
thank you. It's a bit it's always whenever I'm quite like stressed about business and things like that, I was not doing this something we're doing this for a reason. So
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly. Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Michelle, for coming on. I appreciate your time. And
thank you.
if anyone wants to have a look at Michelle and Outsourcing Crew, I will leave all the links in the show notes as always.
Thank you. Have a
Thanks.
lovely day.
Thank you.
Thank